MMA, as you know it today, is its own martial art that started in America in the 1990s. It first started off with Bruce Tegner's Jukado, a mixture of judo, karate, and aikido. In 1950, other mixed martial arts appeared as U.S. veterans from the Orient returned home and began teaching the martial arts they learned in Okinawa, Japan, Korea, and or China. So you have mixed martial arts like Sanyama, Boshi, Jiu-Jitsu, Kitsugo, Miyama-Ryu Jutsu, and so on. UFC was invented to put martial arts against each other to see what the most dominant form was. It would be a martial artist from one martial art versus another, example, judo versus boxing, or sambo versus taekwondo, or muay thai versus jeet kune. There were 3 rules when UFC first started. Then in 1968, Aaron Banks hosted his mixed martial arts matches at Madison Square. These bouts lasted until the early 1970s, where it was concluded that there is no best style, but it all depends on the practitioner. This was supposed to have settled the issue of the best martial art. Then in the early 90s, a family of Johnny come-latelys tutored Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as the best and began challenging second-rate of McDojo students and then competed against only selected contestants. This one-upmanship eventually led to the reinvention of the mixed martial arts in the mid to late 90s. 1. Must be a one-on-one. 2. No eye-poking. And 3. No weapons. These are the rules. There were no gloves, no timed rounds. The fight went on until one guy was knocked out. But they were going broke, so they had to commercialize like the WWE and boxing. So rounds, gloves, and proper rules were soon added. The spread of MMA. Mixed martial arts evolved from a barbaric source. No rules, fight to death, and a game that was turned into a sport that is now widely recognized and respected as a game of strategy and heart, which is viewed as much safer and controlled as what it used to be. For many years, the UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship, a company promoting mixed martial arts in the mid-1990s, was struggling to stay open. People viewed the sport as human cockfighting. Therefore, the employees, including the fighters, had a bad reputation among bystanders. People would hear the word fight and dismiss MMA before they knew anything about it. The company was losing money, and if it wasn't for the perseverance of the Furchuita brothers and Dana White, prominent believers of the sport, it would probably not be around today. The UFC produced a show called The Ultimate Fighter. It was single elimination with the final 2 men, Stephen Brunner and Forrest Griffin, fighting for a contract in the UFC. The fight that was broadcasted on network television had a massive impact on the growth of the sport. Since the first broadcast, the show is currently on its 14th season and it continues to spread the influence of the sport. Today, the sport is widely recognized as it brings many fans to the arenas where the sport takes place, as well as bringing die-hard fans into the gyms to learn about mixed martial arts. The impact of MMA. Individuals are learning self-respect and gaining confidence in themselves, which in turn leads them on a path for a more positive life. Children are being enrolled in mixed martial arts classes all over the world to learn how to protect themselves and learn self-discipline. The gyms don't encourage fighting, but rather how to intelligently defend yourself if someone attacks you. An MMA fighter experiences emotional and physical trauma during their career. However, fighting training can make one humble and disciplined. Like many other activities for young people, mixed martial arts offer children the opportunity to take full advantage of their flexible joints, high level of energy and enthusiasm to learn new skills. In addition, unlike many sports that are merely meant to introduce children to recreation for pleasure alone, experience with mixed martial arts provides them with the opportunity to defend themselves when necessary. This can be a healthy, fun, engaging, and ultimately useful form of physical activity for any child child regardless of his or her age. Some of the greatest dangers for children today are issues that can be addressed through any healthy and educated approach to mixed martial arts. For instance, obesity rates for young people are at an all-time high, and this is part due to a lack of physical activity. Mixed martial arts encourages healthy behaviors and promotes exercise that uses all parts of the body. Furthermore, unlike other forms of exercise that are simple physical in nature, mixed martial arts also requires mental agility, the ability to think quickly. Children who are overweight due to inactivity often sit and watch television or remain immobilized on their computers, and mixed martial arts gets them moving both physically and mentally. Now with all the talking done, here are your teachers to teach you the basic forms of MMA to use in self-defense.